the show from Wize Vibez TEC, and today I wanted to ask you guys a question. Have you ever tried not to do something and then you end up actually doing it? This tends to happen a lot for a lot of people, and it still happens to me sometimes. Like a good example is the other day I had a bowl of grapes I just finished eating and a few left over that were, they just looked a little nasty, and so I wanted to take them to the compost bin. Well, while on my way to the compost bin, I had this thought in my mind that, alright, I don't want to drop any of these on the floor because the cats could eat them and it could mess up their digestion, and then that'd make a nasty mess that I'll have to clean up later in the future. And so the entire time I'm focused on not dropping the grapes, and so the cats don't, eat the grapes. And then so I take it to the compost bin and I start tilting the bowl, and I see that the grape is heading towards the compost bin, and so I pull off the paper towel that I had on top of the grapes, and sure enough, the grape ended up actually jumping off the bowl because of the way I pulled the paper towel to the ground. And it just made me think of this. That's what happens when you start trying not to do things. It's basic 101 and the law of attraction. Whatever you're focused on is what you're going to attract. And that's kind of what I wanted to bring up in this video, is when you try not to do something, your focus is on what you don't want to happen. And so because of that, that's what you're really going to attract. That's what you're, more of a vibrational match to. Another good example is, let's say you're driving down the road, and I've had this happen all the time. There'll be a pothole, or there'll be a piece of garbage, or even a dead animal that I don't want to hit while I'm driving down the road. And so sometimes I'll have the thoughts of, okay, don't hit that, don't hit that, don't hit that, avoid that, avoid that. And sure enough, I'll turn the wheel just in the right way to where the vehicle will actually hit exactly what I did not want to hit, what I was trying not to hit. And it's silly. It's really, really silly. But I wanted to bring this up because it's just to show you guys, when you try not to do something, your focus is on what you don't want to happen. Your focus is on what it is you're trying not to do. You see, when you're focused on the things that you don't want, basically all those thoughts start, influencing your energy, which influences every action you take. So even the most subtle thing, and you may not even be able to really connect it or see that where it's happening, even the most subtle thing that you do will have an effect on your outer reality to where it'll match where your focus is at. So a good example is with those grapes. When I, pulled that paper towel, that was influenced by fear of me, of the grape falling on the floor. So I figured if I pulled the paper towel, maybe I could prevent it from happening. And then, sure enough, it actually turned out the opposite of that, because that action was influenced by my focus of what I didn't want. So it ended up creating what I didn't want. And the same goes for driving the vehicle. The way I turned the wheel, or how much gas I was giving it to it, those small, subtle actions were influenced by the energy of fear, basically, or the energy of what I didn't want to happen, of the focus of the things I didn't want to happen. So instead, start thinking of the things that you do want, and then all of your actions, even the most subtle ones where you may not even be able to see it, will start, reflecting the energy within inside of you, the focus of the things that you do want, and then you'll become a match to that, and you'll create that in your outer reality. Because it's so ridiculous. I don't know how many times I've had this happen to me, and I know my mom, she had the same experience, and we were just laughing about it last night. So I wanted to make a video about it, and just give you guys, a little bit of wisdom here. When you want something to happen, focus on what you want. Don't worry about, trying not to do something. Just focus on what you want, and you'll get that. Law of attraction, just the basics. Alright guys, take care, peace, and much love. And the whole idea is get your focus on what you want to happen. Get your focus on your goal. That way you won't be a match, and you won't have all these crazy things out of nowhere happening that you don't want.